Hey up everyone, I'm Sue Circuit and welcome back to House Flipper. I believe this is episode 21. I can't believe we've already done 20 episodes. But yeah, we are sticking with our colour challenge that we did last week. So without further ado, shall we get to it? Okay, well, I don't have to travel just yet, so let's do the property description first, and I'll show you which one we are doing. So today that's not the right one, I need this one. We are doing Pink Kingdom. This is the house that we are going to be looking after and flipping and sorting it out. I'm going to leave the outside pink because it's called Pink Kingdom. It has to stay pink. But as you can see from these pictures, the inside is also very, very pink and it needs changing. So hopefully we get a good colour. But yeah, let's do the property description. Oh, and this is a base game property, as you might have noticed on the for purchase page. I've still got these properties, which are all DLC, which I'm not doing yet. But on the own section, this doesn't have a little flower or anything in this corner. So yeah, it is a base game. So yeah, property description. A unique opportunity. This stage star, Bonnie B, is selling her phenomenal home at a huge bargain price. This girl loves everything that is pink. Does anyone else share her passion? Now, we know one of the buyers certainly do. Giorgio, he loves the colour of pink, I believe. But we've already sold to him, so we're not selling to him again. So let's go to the house. According to the game, we have been here for 11 minutes, but we certainly have not. I think that it's because that when I was doing last week's house, this was actually the house I was using as my office. And so yes, you did see a sneak peek last week. But yeah, our buyers, let's just go through them. The only one we've got left is the family Johnson. Now, I'm waiting to do the family Johnson because they've got a lot of people. They're a married couple in their 30s, 3 children and a grandmother. So they need a 5-bedroom house at least. So I want to wait for them until I get a much bigger property to build them a good house in. So our challenge, as a reminder, is the colour challenge. So what I did last week, if I go on to the right section, if I go on to walls, I used the paint section of the game to pick different colours to do the house. And whichever one the dice randomly decided that I would do was the set that we did. So if I go, that's not a very good description, but basically, if the dice landed on blue, for example, the only colours I could use would be in the blue set and in the corresponding gradient set of blues as well. So last week you got a rather difficult one. We got cream. Now cream is one of the few sections that only have these shades and they don't have a corresponding gradient set, so we literally got the hardest one off the bat. But yeah, so I numbered all of these. Basically that's 1 and I think that's 10. So obviously going forward for this week we won't be including cream, but cream will still be on the dice roll. So if the dice lands on number 3 for cream, I'll just roll again. So let's give it a go, shall we? Hopefully this goes over to the right page. Oh, it's hidden. Hang on 1 second, everyone. Okay, you should be able to see this rolling, this dice over the game. Hopefully you can. So I think there's 10, isn't there? There's 10 shades. So let me just shift this over to one side really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11, but I'm going to exclude the gradient set as an option because obviously that's a corresponding colour option. So if I put that back over so we can all see it clearly. So that means that there's technically 10. So we're going to roll the dice 1 to 10. So obviously if the gradient set's number 4, that means the one underneath it will be number 4 instead. So let's give this a roll. Hopefully this is all working. So we've got 1, which is... I don't know what colour that is. So let me just move this out the way. So we got number 1. So number 1 is blue. Coincidentally, one of my more favoured colours. My favourite colour is violet in this game, but purple. But this one's a more favoured version. So this is good. Happy days. Alright. So that's the challenge. The challenge is that we got to paint a house in shades of blue. Or in the gradient set, these shades of blue as well. So the rules are as follows. I've got to paint it two things in the house have to be the shade of blue, i.e. either the furniture, the floor, all the walls. So that could include decorations as well, and I'll try and do my best to fit the theme. But if you watched last week's video, you got a rough idea of what I'm on about and what the challenge entails. So now that's that description done. We've done the property description, so let's crack on with what we're actually here for, the before tour. I really don't know why these tiles always glitch, and you have to pick them up and put them back down so the grass stays out the way. But yeah, let's get on with the before tour. Hang on one second. There we go. Trying to make sure my settings are all right in my recording software. But yeah, let's do it. So this is the outside. I am liking these pink bushes. I think I'm going to leave the bushes as they are. I know they're not blue, but they look cute and I like them. And I feel like they'd actually bounce off fairly well. So the only thing I'm going to be doing for the garden is mowing the lawn pretty much. I do like this. This is kind of cute. Although she really does like pink. It's pink and purple everywhere. It's like ridiculous, man. And it looks like it's a 2-story house for a change, so it might fit the Smith family, but I'm not deliberately building for them. So if they end up purchasing the property, which they likely will, then that'll be why. I do like the windows, but it feels like there's too many. So as we come in, oh my god, for once there isn't a cramped entryway, although this is very hard on the eyes. Like, Jesus Christ. I was playing Road 96 recently, and this is Sonia's home. This is Sonia. This is what her home would look like. I could just hear her scratchy voice. Oh my lord. Jeez Louise. I do like this though. I don't think I've seen these mirrors before. I think I might keep these mirrors if I can. But yeah, Jesus Christ almighty. So much going on here. And we've got a nice pink sofa. I think that's the whole of downstairs. I hope. I pray. And then you come upstairs and we've got a closet. That's not pink. That's blue. Oh, no, I don't want to put it to auction just yet. I technically could, but I don't know if the game actually lets you game anyone. I've never seen these either. Like, these are everywhere, but I've never seen them in the game. So these must be unique to her. This is her bedroom. Like, I know it's supposed to be all cutesy, but like it looks like a children's room, and there's only 2 floors upstairs, like 2 rooms upstairs. Like how do you have a house this big and only have 2 bedrooms? And then yeah, we got all of this. So that's a living room. What's in here then? This is Oh, it's the garage. And she even has a pink car. We will be keeping the pink car. But everything else has got to go. Because this is actually purple, not pink. But still, it is aggressively bright in this house. So I cannot wait to get on with the renovation. But that is the before tour. I am leaving because my poor eyeballs can't handle it anymore. So we all know what time it is. It's time to start renovating. Okay, and we finally finished with the renovation. Let me just move that out the way. So, are we all ready for the final reveal? Just before we get into that, should we see how long it's taken me to do it? That is the wrong button. That is the pause menu. I can't put it to auction, can I? If oh yeah, I can. That's fine. So according to this, it's taken me 4 hours, 7 minutes and 35 seconds. But as I said, I already had 10 minutes on the clock. So for the sake of argument, or just say it took me 4 hours to do this renovation. So without further ado, let's do the final reveal. So this is what it now looks like. It's very blue instead. I did get rid of the pink flowers. I think they were actually weeds rather than flowers. I think these were supposed to be empty. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, as you can see, it looks a bit skew-whiff a little bit now, but there is a reason for it, okay? And the inside it looks fine. But as you can see, all I've done is mown the lawn. I got rid of all of the millions of weeds that are out here, and I changed all the paneling. I kept the pink ones here because I felt like they were really cute. And I changed all the paneling to give it like a distinct look to the place, so it's no longer this horrible shade of pink everywhere. And I really like how it's two different textures as well. I like how it kind of keeps, because it's blue, it breaks it up and keeps it like visually interesting. I also went around and changed all the windows because I didn't like the black on the pink. I really didn't. But yeah, should we go indoors where all the magic really does happen? So as you can see, this has changed significantly compared to before. This was originally where the sofa was. You had a very small, cramped kitchen, and you had no proper dining table. You just had a breakfast bar. So somehow or other, I managed to, even though it's the exact same layout in this room, I've managed to add a little closed off area to be like a little porch area for upstairs to close off that gap, so it doesn't feel like it's so open. I know open is usually what people are going for, but I actually feel like sometimes you want to have a bit more closure. And then we've got a nice large kitchen with plenty of storage for everything that you need, including a dishwasher and like a massive hob, you know, a washing machine, a fridge, and everything that you could need in this giant kitchen. And as I say, it's a breakfast bar, so you can easily sit here and eat your breakfast if you want to. And then we've got our dining room, which is like in with the kitchen, and it's like a proper table. I just have a thing for proper dining tables. I prefer to actually be able to sit and eat my food without ever having to like hunch over, as you do get in a lot of flats. And I feel like if you're moving into an actual house, you deserve a proper dining table, you know? So I've gone for obviously blue walls and blue in my furniture, so that's my two things of blue ticked off. Now I know obviously they're not entirely blue, but oh my lord, would that be too much blue. Like, yeah. And then this is like supposed to be like a little shoe cubby where you can put your shoes, hence why I've added a few little bits and pieces to kind of make it look like it's actually used, and obviously that's where your coats go. And then in this little section where it's just a little footwell by the stairs, you could easily put another little shoe box, and you've got a mirror here to check your outfit before you go, and some natural light to make the space feel open. And I've gone for a blue carpet, blue wall look, so there's two bits of blue there. But yeah, we'll go this way. This is the new garage. All I did again, I kind of tried to mimic actually the panels outside, and because there isn't really any good blue flooring, because I actually really like this gravelly kind of concrete, I used blue blinds instead to meet the two blue items, and I even got a blue light switch. That's how much I committed. And we got some blue shelving too, because these don't come in different colours, it's only black, so I kind of had to add some blue shelving in, because otherwise I would have made them blue as well. But I think I did a fairly good job, and even on the lights, you can't really see when they're on, but when they're off, that little ring there looks blue. So yeah, and then I kept the original car, because you can't buy cars in the game, because otherwise I would have made it a blue car. But since you can't buy them, I kept the original, and obviously this goes outside to the garden space, which I've left pretty much intact as it was. But I felt like this is much nicer garage compared to the really bright, almost painful, giving me a headache purple that was in here before. So yeah, I've also gone for a beach toned wood throughout, because I feel like it's a warm wood without being too orangey, so I feel like it complements the blue really quite well. And then we've got the admittedly small living space, but considering that I don't know, for me, I'd rather have you know, an actual dining table and a large kitchen where I can work and prep without really being too squished. Like, you can easily walk around this and you easily have plenty of surfaces to work, and I'd happily compromise on having a slightly smaller living room, because let's be honest, at a certain point when kids get to a certain age, they ain't interested in spending time with you anyway. They'd rather be anywhere else but in your company. So yeah, this is the living room. And I also felt like, because it access to the outside, this window, this door provides enough light, so I'm not really too bothered about covering up that half, because you can open it both sides, and also because it has access to the outside. If the kids really want to go play, they can go play outside, you know? So it is an admittedly small living room, but there's still enough seating here for everyone to kind of sit down and enjoy, and you've got like a little armchair here if you don't want to watch the TV, you can just sit and read instead. And then I added a few little knickknacks here and there just to try and make it feel a bit more homely. And then this is the main bathroom of the house. I think somehow or other I made it feel bigger, despite the fact that it's exactly the same size. All I did was add a window in, that's all I've done, and yet this place, compared to before, certainly to me at least, feels bigger. So you got your toilet and your shower here, it's like a little walk-in shower, you know, it feels a little bit luxurious. With a radiator, obviously that'll be on when the shower isn't on, you know. And then you got your big freestanding bathtub, which is a massive upgrade compared to what was here before, and your radiators and your big windows. And then again, you got your little wraparound sink. Like, this just feels bigger to me. And I've gone for blue walls again. It's just easier with the walls than it is for the floors. But I've kind of added in little blue decorations where I could, so like blue candles, blue blinds, blue towels. So that's my two blue things, because again, I don't think there's very many items of bathroom furniture that comes in blue, and I just felt like it was better to have a cohesive design with the furniture all being the same colour than it was to just go blue, because otherwise we're going to end up like before, where it was just too much on the eyeballs, especially with given how dark this shade of blue is. But yeah, that is the downstairs. I don't know why this TV is glowing. Apparently it glows on the backside when you have it on, so don't ask me that. Don't ask me why, because that's strange. That's weird, but oh well. But yeah, that is the downstairs area. So shall we head upstairs? I added in some pictures up here. I feel like, again, I've gone with the pink, but pink and blue just goes so well. And I've got like little blue carpet here and blue walls with white curtains to kind of balance it out a bit more. I know they're not exactly aligned, but I was having issues with the curtains in this game again. I don't know why, but even if you put windows in that will allow a curtain on, if they're not in a certain position, the curtain can't snap to them. So it's really strange, and I don't know what that is all about. But yeah, I've got my blue carpet and my blue walls, so I feel like I've certainly got enough blue in this hallway to count. But yeah, I also obviously added in this little wall here. As you remember, this wasn't here before, it was just it was a bedroom and a closet. So we'll go this way first. This is the second bathroom. It's obviously not the main one, but I've gone for a blue wall and a blue furnishings again where I could, and added in, like, see that blue tower rail. So yes, granted, this room probably doesn't quite qualify, but I tried, okay? But yeah, it's as blue as I think I could reasonably make it, given the small space. But I tried to make it feel like it was, you know, a decent sized bathroom. So it's more like a wet room than a bathroom, because obviously you got the shower here as well. But I felt like this house definitely would need 2 bathrooms. A house this size, you need 2 bathrooms, because there's nothing worse than trying to fight over who gets the shower and whatever. And now I could have made the bathroom bigger, but I decided to have a little airing cupboard. This is just called a storeroom here. But if this was like, if you're doing all your washing and your laundry and you want something to store your towels and stuff, it's always important to have storage. So obviously that's why I've got 2 little washing baskets in here. And it's a big blue room. Everything in here is blue, apart from the carpet. But yeah, okay. This room, I think you'll find, you almost want to say, hang on a minute, that's not blue. But me and the game disagree with you, because it almost looks green in here. Almost, but not quite. I was a little sneaky in that I was able to add some variation in colour in this room, because according to the game, I think the shade of blue I used in here was like sea depths or water abyss, or the gradient set version of the same colours. So it could have been deep Ming or something else along those lines. But basically, because it was in the blue section, if I go over to blue, I could use it, or it might be Pacific blue. I'm not sure which shade of blue it was, but it was one of them. And because it looks kind of like greeny, and this is also a shade of blue, FYI, I think it's this one, I think, or it could be one of these. It could be frosty weather, I don't know. But basically it was blue. It was in the blue section, and I felt like I was being sneaky because it almost looks green, but it's in the blue, so it counts. So yeah, obviously the bed's got blue on it as well, same sort of shade as the wall, and the pictures are blue. I know obviously most of the furniture is wooden, but again, they don't really have like really colourful furniture, so I tried my best with like the plant pot and, you know, what I could get blue, I made blue. But yeah, this is the bedroom. This was originally just a closet, so I think for what it was, it's a small bedroom, granted, but you've got a nice bed in here, which is important, and you've got plenty of storage for your clothes and your cupboards and stuff, so, you know, I feel like it does a good job. Again, I couldn't put curtains up. I always prefer curtains over blinds, especially in bedrooms. To me, blinds are like a kitchen and or bathroom kind of thing. But yeah, this is why this window has moved, so I can actually put a curtain on, so that's why it doesn't look entirely equal on the front of the house. But this is the last primary bedroom. As you can see, the bed is much bigger in here, and obviously I've got blue walls, I've got blue furniture, I've got blue decorations, and I've gone for white stuff throughout just to try and like balance it a bit. But yeah, this is the primary bedroom. It's got a big wardrobe here for all your clothes that you need. I would prefer it if this type of wardrobe was all the way up to the ceiling, but they don't do ceiling high wardrobes with slidey doors, so I felt like slidey doors would definitely be good in here because, you know, it saves on space. And then I got a little wardrobe over there, you know, a little dresser, chest of drawers, whatever you want to call it, for all the little like knickknacks you might have, so like your underwear and whatnot. And obviously you got your windows with a good view outside. That's why I also updated the windows as well, just because I feel like the bigger they are, I prefer these ones because they're like full length almost, so that you get lots and lots of sunlight. Obviously with this one in here, it's not full length, hence why there's a radiator. And the reason being is that it wouldn't let me put a full length window in, it just kept saying the position was invalid. But yeah, I also added in a couple of blue plants as well to try and add a bit more blue into the room. But I feel like it's actually a really nice room, like it's very modern feeling, and this house I kind of tried to go for a nice blend between modern and, you know, warmth, with, because with modern furniture you kind of get like, you get a look certainly, but it's all too square and boxy, so I always try and balance it out with nice warm wood tones because I feel like that adds like a homely feel to places, hence why I've also got exposed brick here as well to make it feel more homely. But yeah, that is the after tour, so you guys will have to let me know, do you think I nailed this challenge? Is this challenge good enough? Or like, would you want to live in this house, or any other challenges you might have in mind? But I think we need to put this house on for sale. Again, I'm not selling it to a specific buyer, so I don't really care who purchases it. If I could, this window would be here, and if I had the space, I'd put another two on this side to make it balanced, but I can't, so we'll just pretend. We'll just copy and paste and throw it on there. We'll just pretend, that's what we'll do. That's what we all need to do, have good imaginations. Like, compared to like our neighbours, which all have the exact same home, ours certainly stands out in the street. Like, you're not losing your home. Like, your relatives ain't gonna struggle to find your home. But yeah, let's put it on the market. Okay, so before we sell, we all know that we have to do our new retail description to see if we can entice any buyers to take up our home. So if I were to place this back on the market, I would no longer call it the Pink Palace. This is no new description I'd give it if I was a retailer. This house no longer lives up to its name of Pink Palace. Instead, it should be called a blue abode, given its fresh new look. Gone are the garish shades of pinks that gave one a headache. In their wake now lies a relaxing and soothing shades of blue, reminding those of a calm ocean or a bright sky in summer. Either way, this house is full of good vibes. This house contains 2 bedrooms, both of which are doubles, 2 bathrooms, an open plan kitchen and dining room, I can't speak, an open plan kitchen, dining and living room, and a garage that is suitable for at least 1 vehicle. I said garage because I was trying to be fancy. It's garage. Garage, you're British, remember that. Sometimes when I read, I take on a bit of like an accent, And I don't know why, I'm trying to be more clear with my pronunciation when I'm reading out loud, and that is some of the times I fumble over my words. I say garage rather than garage. Garage. So garage. Serious, it's a garage. Okay, I'll just stop rambling about a word now. Let's sell this property. Okay, so as a present, given that we spent about 4 hours on this house, we are at the moment will make near enough £17,000, but we're going to try and negotiate up like we always do. So let's see what their complaints is. We need at least 2 bedrooms. What do we have here? Which is exactly, that's a positive. So this house, there are shelves for books. Excellent. Yes, there are shelves literally everywhere because I was using them as like ways to kind of wall off without stopping natural light coming through. Is there a living room? Yes, there is. It's good when there are many rooms in a house when you want to have a big family. I mean, yes, but there's still only 2 bedrooms for them. So, and you've got a decent kitchen, which is also handy for a big family. And there's no place here where we can spend time with the whole family. That is because I'm starting to suspect that my family want a living room and a family room, in which case I'd have to stick toys in another living room to make it into a family room. But that's beside the point. That's their only complaint, so I'm not too fussed about that. Let's negotiate with them. As always, we're going to put it up as high as we can, even though nobody ever says yes. I don't know why it lets me go this high. Like, the highest that it should go is how much they will realistically say yes to. Because they never realistically say yes to any. Like, we've tried it we're 20 episodes in and not a single person has ever said yes. And bearing in mind, I expect it so that I've got the full chance of them saying yes to it. Like, as much of a percentage as you can get. But yeah, I've accepted the offer. So let's go. £17,000 for renovating a house. That's not bad for 4 hours of work. 17 grand. That's not bad. So, and obviously that's 17 grand on top of the price of the house itself. We have Mr. Motorbike Man. He is back. He is like a running star in my channel at this point. He features in every video and I never get rid of him. But yeah, in terms of my final thoughts, I am definitely enjoying this challenge and I'm so glad we got blue. Because as I said, in terms of colours, my favourite colours probably go like violet, purple and like lilac to like blue and then like all the other colours. I am glad we got blue because I feel like, especially given that we can use both the normal blue paints and the gradient set blue paints, it really does provide a lot of diversity in terms of like what colours you can use. My only downside is that none of the swatches on the furniture bloody match the paint on the walls. Like, you can only use one shade of blue from the paint and the rest of the blue furniture will not match. So I'm like, it's really difficult to kind of balance them out without it becoming too much blue. But I think I did a good job. I mean, other than like, I guess the bathroom downstairs, I wasn't too sure with the paint and tile combo. Like, I like the style of the bathroom downstairs, but I'm not too sure on the colours. I think the rest of the property was good, and I really did enjoy actually being able to do that guest bedroom in like almost like a green because it's like a cyan colour, so it kind of pushes the boundaries of what would count as blue, and I feel like I just feel so sneaky and clever for doing that. But yeah, those are my final thoughts. I think I'm going to continue this challenge, as I say, until I get a property I believe is suitable for our last family, the Jantart family, because they are quite big. And even though the house that we just did is a natural home with 2 floors, as you quite clearly could see, it was not big enough to do 5 bedrooms and like 2 bathrooms, 2 living rooms and everything else they need in their homes. And obviously I guess I could always like try and just like make little box rooms and stick them in like that, but then I feel like that defeats the point. That's just selling a home to them through being a home. I still want to make it like look like something I've done and would be proud of, unless we end up in another situation where we have like where we had with the landlord, where I had to literally sell everything in the home to get him to buy the property because he's a cheapskate. But luckily enough, the Jantart family aren't like that. But yeah, that's why I'm going to call today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Again, as I say, if you've got any ideas for challenges that would actually be realistic in House Flipper, let me know. We've still got quite a few properties left to go, I think. So we've got quite a while left in this series still, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. As I say, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye for now.